I liked this episode, but I didn't like it. I liked the episode, but I was disappointed a little bit. Just a little bit. This is your boy MangaMiyn. Welcome to the channel where anime and manga means more. And this time we're reviewing One Piece episode 565. Brief outline and just one. It's only one little gripe that I got with this episode, but it lasted throughout the whole episode. But anyway, this is what happened. Let me set things up. Brook is fighting Zio. Zio is acting like a fool. You know, he's trying to use all these sneak attack and tactics like that and such. But he's talking at the same time because he's trying to be all prideful and he likes, I guess he's cocky or something. He can't, you know, be wrong. Anyway, he starts talking and Brook's like, I heard something. He turned around and stabbed where he heard the sound and he got Zio. And Zio's like, oh, that's my new attack I was working on. I'm trying to break the blade of your sword with my body and dumb stuff like that. And Brook was, you know, he was like, all right. He said, let me show you something. Oh, man. Brook is cold. Brook is cold. Brook pulls out his sword and he starts explaining things. We get a little flashback and stuff like that. But I like this flashback because it explains a little bit about his powers. You know, he said that basically he was just explaining that he's mastered his fruit power. Why? He can use all these attacks and his music actually, like I wondered that, like, why did his music make people fall asleep and stuff like that? Some kind of spirit powers. I guess when you're a spirit, you have different powers. The ice that was coming from his sword was, you know how people get chills, something like that when they see ghosts or something like that. That's where it's coming from. He can't die from getting his, you know, body parts removed or something like that because his soul can come out of his body. So his soul's not going anywhere. I guess you can still damage him. He said as long as he's not damaged, you can be alright. Things like that. He's upped his powers and used his soul to the full extent. I mean, this guy's awesome. So anyway, Zio finally, you know, gets a drop on him and pulls his head off. We should call him Brook. He actually puts his head back on just with his soul power, like the tail, this ghost tail, and everybody's shocked. And then he, you know, explains his little piece, and he goes at Zio with this ice attack, and it freezes like just a portion of his face. I was like, oh man. So Brook set it off. Then we cut to Usopp. Usopp facing that street shark, and the dude's running. He lights himself on fire. Usopp managed to dodge out the way, and he's shooting at the guy. And the guy's like, man, you missed every last single shot. He said, I don't bluff anymore. He said, I'm setting you up. So watch for Usopp. Then we cut to, who was it? Luffy. Man, Luffy. Luffy's fighting Hody. Now, the crazy thing comes a little bit later on. But Luffy's fighting Hody, and he unleashes his attack, Red Hawk. Now, if you watch read the manga, I'm not going to really spoil anything, but if you read the manga, I think we got a little insight on what happened. He uses this attack called Red Hawk. He stretches his arm back, and it lights on fire, right? And he used Harden, you know, for his, you know, his attack. And he just launches, I mean, lays into Hody. Hody's gut is completely gone. You know, fire and everything. I guess Sanji uses fire for his leg, and Luffy wants to use fire for his fist, I guess. He's fire. He's the new Fire Fist. Ace is with us in spirit, man. But anyway, I think what it is his speed. Luffy got to a point so fast he's just, as he moves his fist or something like that, I guess he can set on fire. I mean, I'm guessing because based on what we saw in the manga. So that's what I'm guessing. So anyway, he lights his fist up, launches in the rams right into Hody. Hody goes into Noah. Luffy goes for Noah. So he's getting ready to get into that ship and it's getting ready to go down. Cut back to Fisherman Island. This is one thing I didn't like. Sanji sitting on top of a homeboard with, you know, the puffer giant fish guy, and he's looking at Jinbei. He said, Jinbei, you ready to finish this? And that's it. What? Then we cut to the next disappointing part of this episode, which was Zoro was facing that dude, Hanzu, whatever his name is, Hozu, whatever. And he cut his sword, remember? So this guy really doesn't have too much ways of fighting because he's a swordsman. And Zoro's, I'm guessing Zoro thinking this ain't even a challenge anymore. He's walking away. And the dude is laughing because he's getting ready to hit him with a sneak poison attack. So I guess he fights underhanded. Cut back to Chopper. Chopper, man. He goes into Monster Point, but he can control his Monster Point now. Fully. Now he's going around, you know, beating people up. Now we cut to these little kids from Fishman Island, you know, the dude with the little beard, whatever, you know, the fisherman with them. And they go to them to talk about the trials and stuff like that between humans and fishmen. And basically, Madam Shirley, she gave some good insight on this one. She says, look at who's fighting for Fishman Island, who's fighting against Fishman Island. Now you tell me who's really the enemy. I was like, yo. So anyway, after that, we cut back to, who was it? We cut back to Luffy and whatnot. He goes back into the ship. No. It was a slight little deviation I missed. Oh, Zio is chopping down his own fish, you know, his crew and whatnot because they were getting ready to run. Brook jumps back in. He's getting ready to finish Zio off. Then we got all these different sets. We got Luffy versus Hody. We got Brook versus Zio. We got Usopp versus Daruma, I think his name is. And Chopper versus the dude, the Hammerhead, whatever his name is. And whatnot. All these fights are set up. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's the bad thing about this episode. That's pretty much it. Zoro versus this other guy. He's walking away. So, to finish this review off, I liked it, but the thing is, it was like I was watching scraps and stuff like that. Like we were just getting scraps because we got all this cool stuff, but we really didn't get much of it. We got Brook, you know, showing a little ice power, little ghost power, and that's pretty much it, you know, for a split second. Usopp didn't really do much. All we seen him do was shoot a little bit, and we know something's getting ready to happen. Zoro didn't do a thing. Sanji, Jinbei didn't do anything. Who else? What's his name? Nami and Robin, they really didn't even show them in this episode, just for a split second. And Brook showed the most in this episode. And Luffy. And after Luffy laid into a Hody starts popping more roids. That was crazy. Like, he already had a belly full of it. It's like, it really ain't going to do him any you know, justice right now. He's done. So, overall, what I got to say about this episode, it was jam-packed with a lot of little tiny exciting, you know, exciting parts, you know, little things. But overall, it was like, what am I trying to say? It's like anticlimactic, man. So I liked the episode. I think it was good. I could sit through it and I enjoyed myself. But at the same time, this left me wanting more because it seemed like we got a whole bunch of scraps. You know, just we got Red Hawk and we got Brook and we got Monster Point. That's pretty much it for this episode. But go ahead and leave your comment. Let me know what you think. Rate the video and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.